Michael Grimm's powerful and soulful voice has amazed millions of television viewers who voted him the winner of Season 5 of America's Got Talent. Now, before he blesses us with another song, because he's already just knocked our socks off with the first one, Michael Grimm joins us here with his wife, Lucie. Would you please make them welcome Michael and Lucie Grimm? Great having you guys here. Michael, this is a repeat time for you, and when you were here before, every single person on the staff of our show said, when can we have Michael Grimm back?
Oh, and I'm so honored. Thank you guys for having me back, and I love everybody here. Such hospitality.
Well, we want you to be a regular and come back as often as we can get you.
That will be my honor, absolutely.
You have such a gift, a true gift. And we wanted you here because you've got this wonderful album called Sleigh Bells Not Included, with some stuff that you're doing for us tonight. But you know, I gotta be honest, I find your wife's story one of the most amazing. Lucie, you grew up under communism.
I did.
And your family came here in what, 1985 to get away from all that?
Yeah, we immigrated in 1984, took asylum in Austria for about a year. We were sponsored into the United States, so we had to wait for our visas to clear and everything.
I'm so excited when people have experienced the worst of the world's political systems and they are able to be freed from it.
Yeah.
And I wish that there were more younger people who knew what you know about life under a socialist or communist society. If you could go to a high school today, or heck, maybe go to Congress for that matter, and tell them, what would you want them to know about socialism?
Well, I'm not politically driven, first off, but I experienced communism from the point of view of a child's perspective. And I think, you know, children have this view that's very innocent, and life is portrayed very differently through the eyes of a child. So when I was leaving my country, I didn't quite understand why. I wasn't understanding what the circumstances were until later, until I experienced the direct opposite of what we had. And so, you know, I talk to a lot of young kids today who push a ideology that really looks great on paper but doesn't actually work in real life. And I challenge them to visit some of the countries that are under that reign, and not just as visitors, but actually move, live, experience, and they will be crawling back to the United States because the opportunities here are just unsurpassed. You can do anything.
And the diversity.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, Michael, what a great sort of bookend to your story. You grew up in poverty in the Gulf Coast, a little town of Waveland, Mississippi, that got just wiped off the map with Hurricane Katrina. From there, you went on to win America's Got Talent. You always said to your mom that if you ever made it, you'd get her a new house.
Get her the house, yeah.
You won $1 million on that show.
Yeah.
Did she get the house?
Well, after taxes, but...
Doggone government took half of it, didn't it?
So I wish I would have bought a house rather than build one from ground up.
Yeah.
That's for sure. That was a
Overly
task.
ambitious.
It was, but we got it done.
You got to have extraordinary talent, which you obviously have, but you work really hard at it. But there's a uniqueness to your music, Michael, that I just can't imagine that there's anybody in the country or world that does not hear you and say, wow, that guy's got something special, because you do. You just do.
Well, there's been a couple of them. They come and approach me.
They're wrong, and you're right. I'm telling you now. You perform, you do a lot of performing in Vegas these days, and you've had opportunities around the world. Has there been a moment that you just sort of pinched yourself and said, oh my gosh, I came out of living in a trailer that had holes in the floor, I could see the dirt underneath me, and now I'm on this stage.
Now I own houses and my own cars and everything by doing what I love to do, you know, and being with Lucie has helped me out a lot also. She's wearing the manager hat, so she knows how to book the gigs and keep them going for me. So
she's become a full-blown capitalist, it appears.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which, by the way, her book is called My Journey Home, Lucie Grimm. It's a wonderful story. her story, and it's one that I think you would find a great companion to getting Michael Grimm's wonderful music. You can get it, obviously, in CD format. This looks like a cassette, and I saw that and I said, wow, I haven't seen anybody do a cassette in a long time, but there's a little trick. Let's see, there it is. It actually is a
USB, yeah.
yeah, USB plug.
Yeah.
You can put the music, and that was your idea.
Well, CDs are going out of style, apparently. We were at a few shows in Texas, and people were like, I'd love to buy a CD, but I don't have a CD player. And I went, oh,
What about a cassette?
okay.
Yeah.
I got to figure this out.
Let's really go retro. But this is so cool. You plug it right into your computer, the USB, and then you download all the music. Guys, I just love having you here. I cannot tell you how much.
So much, Brad.
And we are looking forward to having you back. Your story, what an inspiration and encouragement to us, and Michael's music. Again, all you got to do is call us and say, hey, we have an open date. You're booked. Simple as that. Because I want our audience to get Michael Grimm's wonderful Christmas recording. Keith Bilbrey is going to tell everybody here in the audience and at home exactly how they can go about doing that.
While Michael Grimm gets ready to sing another song, you can read more of Lucie's inspiring story in her book, My Journey Home. Find links to stream or buy your own copy of Sleigh Bells Not Included by going to Huckabee.tv.